Hello. Hello. Hello there. Hi. Hello. Hello. Welcome. Thank you for 1,000 subscribers here on YouTube. That's phenomenal. That's crazy. I started here on YouTube, I don't even know, like close to 2 years ago, a year and a half, 2 years ago. And what a journey it's been since I've started there. I've moved, I've started streaming on Twitch, just so much crazy stuff has happened. And I know there have been times, and I apologize, there have been times where I've had periods of not uploading anything, but you know what? The past couple months, I've kind of figured out a routine that works for me, so I can make sure I'm getting a video out every week, and so that's cool, and I'm happy about that. And I hope you are too. I don't know what I'm doing. It seems pretty commonplace on YouTube, at least for ASMR artists. Do non-ASMR artists do this? I don't know. ASMR artists, wow. It's very common to do a Q&A video once you hit 1,000 subscribers here on YouTube, so that's what I've done. I reached out for Q's on my stream at twitch.tv/jrobthehuman, on Instagram, on Twitter, and in my Discord server, links of which are all below. So plain. I'm setting myself up to do a lot of edits in this video, which I tend to avoid, but that's okay, we're gonna go for it. So let's dive in with the questions from the stream. Boss Apollo asks, what's your favorite trigger? The answer is I don't have a favorite trigger, but there are several that I enjoy. I'm gonna take this as what's my favorite trigger that I just personally enjoy, and it's really hard. I really enjoy unintelligible whispers. I feel like I said that word unintelligibly. That's a favorite. I like really kind of soft, delicate mouth sound videos. I'm not as much of a fan of like tapping, loud tapping. When I first got into ASMR, I was really into like the fast, aggressive tapping kind of stuff. Less so as time goes on. I also really used to only listen to no talking ASMR, and now I listen to a lot more whispering, a lot more soft speaking. I feel like I can't speak softly or otherwise today. My tastes are always changing, but unintelligible whispering is one that has been probably my favorite trigger for the longest time. Speaking of long time, if we all speed this up, we're going to be doing this video all day. Kid Bash Cody says, you play any games? Cody, I grew up playing video games, from the NES I had growing up, to the SNES, to the N64. I was a real Nintendo kid growing up. As I got older, friends had like PlayStations and Xboxes. I would say in college I got more into PC gaming, played a few MMOs. My favorite game probably of all time was a Super Nintendo game called Earthbound. Loved it, still love it, haven't played it in a while, but feeling like I could probably do another playthrough of that sometime soon. But today I don't play a ton of games. I played Fall Guys a lot when it came out. I've been playing Pokemon Unite on my phone for a bit, and that's pretty much it. I've been enjoying watching other people play games, but sometimes it's difficult for me. I like strategy games. I used to play a lot of Civilization. I do enjoy games now and then. I played a lot of Skyrim a few years ago, but that's about all. Finry Raja says, how did you get your cats? Were they rescues or kitty mill? No, my cats were both basically came from the street. Socrates, when I was in college, his mother started showing up around, and I was like, hello, you obviously stray cat. And then one day There were kittens, and Mother hung around for a little bit, and then Mother was gone. So I managed to start feeding Socrates and ended up coaxing him indoors, and so that's how I got Socrates. And Batman came from a friend of mine's barn, just barn cats, and she was the most normal looking out of the bunch. I'll leave it at that. We have a few questions from Instagram. Wolf asks, this is not really a question, 10 hours of tongue ASMR, please. Bekara asks, what's it like being the world's chilliest and mickiest ASMR music creator ever? Bekara, it's pretty good. It's pretty chill. It's nice that what I do that can, be calm and chill for other people is also pretty calm and chill for myself. So it's great. I love it. Also, thank you. True Sealants asks, what's my favorite ASMR trigger? I think I covered that. Pretty much unintelligible whispering is what I would call my favorite. Citrus Guts, what made you decide to stream and make videos? I'm gonna combine this question with a question from Evans the Bard over from Discord and another question from Mango Bubble Tea. So I'll just get into how and why I started streaming and doing videos, ASMR specifically, ASMR and ambient music specifically. Sometime probably in 2017 is when I was first introduced to ASMR. There was a binaural audio video that sort of was a demonstration of binaural audio and done in this barber shop environment. I have a feeling this video was a lot of people's introduction to binaural audio recordings and ASMR. You hear clippers kind of going around your head. There's some guy off in the corner playing guitar. I thought it was very interesting, but I didn't really start going down the ASMR rabbit hole till, I don't know, maybe in 2018, or maybe the end of 17. It's all very blurry to me. And I got really into, my introduction was kind of through YouTubers like Softly Galoshes and Frivolous Fox. Those were the two that I somehow got really introduced to. And in particular, Softly Galoshes' layered videos really drew me in, and I just became kind of enthralled. And this was around the same time that I had started creating a lot of ambient music. And what I would often do, just as a listener, is I would open up Spotify, put on some music that I enjoy, instrumental, soft, ambient music, then open up YouTube and find some of my favorite ASMR artists and just play their videos over the top. So combining the two, combining ambient music and ASMR, and this was just for fun and because I enjoyed the way that it sounded and the way the two worked together. And I found that not all the time, but often ambient music is kind of mixed and recorded and produced in a way that it sounds very kind of ethereal. A lot of artists use a lot of reverb. It sounds a bit far away from the listener versus ASMR, which often sounds very up close. And I thought, those sounds, the way that these two things are created, they mesh really well together. So I started in 2019 releasing my own music and pretty much exclusively doing ambient music until the very beginning of 2020, and I started putting out ambient music that was incorporating ASMR elements. This was done in a pretty rudimentary way. I feel like I'm a lot better at it now than I was almost 2 years ago. But I started kind of experimenting with that and experimenting with ASMR, and I was into it. And as ASMR creators, I feel like we all just enjoy it so much that we're like, I want to try doing that. So that's pretty much what it was. And around the same time, I was thinking about performing my ambient music live. It seemed that probably the best way I could do that would be to create a kind of looping, some kind of technique involving looping. And so I did that, very Brian Eno inspired and William Bashinsky inspired. I think I realized, I could make layered ASMR live by doing the same looping techniques that I'm thinking about for music. So I started making a couple YouTube videos doing that. Rachel Jordan, who is an ASMR artist, she reached out and was like, hey, what you're doing here is very cool and unique, and you should go over to Twitch and do that. And I had been on Twitch before. I had done music on Twitch, and I had experimented with some early ASMR streams that were not good. And so, she kind of gave me the encouragement to, okay, let's give Twitch another try again. Because I like the interactive element of Twitch. I had been a fan of streamers on Twitch, and so I gave it a shot, and pretty quickly was getting some positive feedback, and people were interested in it. So that's how I got started. That was a very long-winded answer. Moving over to Twitter, Famcam asks, how do you make your hair so god darn glorious? Can't really do a Hank Hill impression quite like Keith can. How do you make your hair so god darn glorious? First of all, I don't know that my hair is really glorious right now. It looks like kind of a mess. I wash it every other day pretty much, and if I'm going out to do something, I'll put some kind of hair texturizer in it and scrunch it up all nice. Just after you condition it, then you wash it, part it, and squeeze the water out of it. Don't towel dry it like a maniac. I let it air dry, and I put some of this beach texturizer in, and that's it. That's all I do. I don't cut it often enough, and that's my hair routine. That's about it. ASMR by Evie asks, if you could upgrade any piece of equipment, what would it be? Top 3 is good. The number 1 answer would be to upgrade my camera. It looks pretty good. I feel like it looks pretty good. I get a lot of compliments on it. Here's the problem. My camera is my phone. My camera is my iPhone 11, and it looks great. But there are a lot of issues that come with your camera being your phone. I use an app, and it connects to OBS, and sometimes the app updates, and that causes strange flashes of light. Right before I started recording, actually, I was getting this message about needing to upgrade the app to get rid of a watermark, and I was like, this is it. This is when it all goes south, because I had updated the app. But anyway, I just needed to turn my phone off of airplane mode and reconnect, and then get my settings and turn it off again. It's a hassle. It's a crazy hassle. So number 1 thing I plan to upgrade soon is my camera. I would like some more lighting. I feel like I could do better with lighting for YouTube videos. This is kind of what I'm working with. Over when I'm streaming on Twitch, this lamp is gone, and I have a big whiteboard and lots of sticky notes. I put sticky notes with hearts on them on the wall every time someone subs. It looks kind of crazy on YouTube, so I have to rearrange my whole room in order to do YouTube videos. But I feel like I could do some more interesting things with lighting, so that would probably be number 2. Third thing would honestly just be a new PC altogether, because I built this PC about 8 years ago, and it is slowly dying. Cozy Sav asks, what kinds of things help you stay motivated for ASMR or anything really? Well, I've been interested in the idea of being a professional musician for some time, and I've been doing a lot of work toward that goal, and ASMR definitely has become part of that through sort of the process of combining those two that I mentioned earlier, and then streaming 5 days a week, doing videos. The aspect of ASMR is really it's inextricable from the music that I'm doing, I feel like. So one thing that keeps me motivated in streaming and in making more videos is that it's always practice to sit down and work on something. I guess I feel like doing ASMR, doing music, it gets me to this kind of big life career goal, and that in itself is motivation. I think maybe also to an extent the feeling that I'm getting older and time is running out and we have a limited time here on Earth to make our mark and do something interesting and helpful to people. That's also a pretty big motivator for me. When I stream, people tell me every day that what I do is helpful for them in some way, and that's wild to me. And that's also incredibly motivating because it feels like what I'm doing matters, at least to some people. The kind words and the generous support does make me feel like this is important. When I feel like what I'm doing is important. So that's enough of a motivation, and I just enjoy it. I enjoy playing with sound, and I enjoy finding new avenues of creativity. So it's fun. It's fun for me. I also really like listening to other creative people whose work I admire. I like listening to them talk about their creative processes, and that often gives me motivation as well, because these are people I admire. I like listening to interviews, and I aspire to be as eloquent with my own creative processes at some point in the future. And I don't know, hearing people talk about creativity and what inspires them is kind of inspiring to me as well, I guess. So that makes me feel like, yeah, these people are doing something cool. I want to do something cool too. At least cool to me. Moving to some Discord questions. We have a lot here, and a few people that asked multiple questions. So Fallon Grimm, shout out to Fallon Grimm, who helped us get to over 1,000 subscribers here the other day. Fallon Grimm asks, who is your favorite composer of movie soundtracks? Gotta be 100%, it's going to be Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. I'm a big Nine Inch Nails fan. All the movie soundtrack work they do, I just love, and I eat it up. I like how different it is from so much other stuff, although you can really hear a lot of, especially more like darker movies, kind of bringing in the sort of atmospheres that they do. But Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, that's another, duo that I love. I love learning about their creative process, and it's very inspiring to me. It's pretty different from, traditional kind of Hans Zimmer orchestrations and things like that, but it's what I love. It's what I'm into. Fallon Grimm asks, what are your long-term musical goals and aspirations? Well, like I think I said earlier, I'm trying to make this a career, and in the past couple of years I've made pretty good strides in that regard. So I do plan on, continuing to release music. I would like to release a lot more in 2022 than I did in 2021. Working on that now. I also really want to start performing live. I was just getting into ambient performances live before the pandemic hit, and since I kind of got so into Twitch, I've spent a lot less time focusing on getting a live setup going and on getting out there. But that's definitely a big goal of mine. And also, I would love to do movie and video game or television or video scoring. I would love to record music for those other environments, especially video games. I feel like that would be so fun and would be a cool way to explore some generative musical possibilities. Falangrim asks, is there an interesting story or inspiration behind any of your tracks or albums? I don't know that I have a particular story. I have feelings and thoughts and memories associated with everything that I've put out. I will say that some of my titles have been influenced by my favorite video game, Earthbound, that I mentioned earlier. So Your Sanctuary, Pink Cloud, and Skyrunner in particular are all references to that game. I like to just sneak those references in every now and then, even if I'm the only person that gets them. Sour Skittles asks, what's your favorite trigger request? One of my favorite requests is face petting, because I really came to ASMR from a very audio perspective and approach, and even though I do enjoy visual ASMR and visuals do trigger ASMR for me, it's not my go-to thing, but I really enjoy doing face petting, and I enjoy being reminded that, hey, this is something that people enjoy. I like to use one hand to kind of give the simulated face petting motion while using my other hand on the fluffy mic here to make some nice sound. Sour Skittles asked, do you plan on living in California forever or moving somewhere new? Honestly, I don't really have any plans to move. My partner and I considered it. We're at a point in life where we're trying to kind of figure out where we're going to be for a while, and we've looked around other places, but honestly, our friends are here, we have family here, so it's the idea of picking up and moving somewhere new is not super appealing, even though it is crazy expensive here, but there's so much that's worth it. Planning on California for the long haul. What do you do on your days off? Do I have days off? I like to relax as much as I can and hang out with friends. I like to go to the beach. I like to go hiking. Being in California, we have, there's just some really beautiful places around here, so I try to get out in nature as much as I can, try to enjoy some time. I started playing music just for fun, and so I still like to do that. Do I do anything else? I like to read. I like reading. I'm reading 1984 right now. Coco asks, what has been your biggest lesson in the past year and a half and a little since you started streaming ASMR? Biggest lesson? This is a really difficult question, Coco. I've learned a lot about time management, I suppose. Not just time management, but being flexible and working with the time that I have and the environment that I have. It's the middle of the day here, and I can't control the fact that my upstairs neighbor is doing laundry, or the fact that I know anytime now the neighbors behind me are probably going to make a good bit of noise. Someone outside's going to be sawing on something or sanding. I don't know what they are doing. So I don't know. I've learned a lot more about scheduling, but I'd say the biggest lesson I've learned is that there is inherent value in just doing good things, if that makes any sense. Especially this last year and a half, our lives have been kind of fundamentally disrupted and changed, and going online and creating an environment that is supportive and hopefully relaxing and hopefully creative. Not only that I'm doing something creative, but I hope that I can spur some creativity in the people that come to my stream. There's just inherent value in doing those things that we can really make each other's lives better. And of course, we need to be able to do that in a way that is not self-destructive, and that we can maintain our own levels of mental health and physical health. But if we're able to do that, then just putting more good out into the world seems to be genuinely helpful to other people and to just create more good. I hope that makes some sense. I think it's something I'm still kind of thinking about a lot and experiencing and trying to understand, but by doing good things and being helpful to people, there's just inherent value in that, and that's just a good thing. FemVA asks, what is my favorite color? Probably green, but sometimes blue. Do you have any hair care tips so I can grow a beard as nice as yours? No, I just let it grow and I trim it sometimes. I put beard oil in it every now and then, but that's about it. Mango Bubble Tea asked a series of questions that I think I've mostly already answered. How did you start listening to ASMR? How did you start making ASMR? What's up with your unique brand of ASMR mixed with music? What's up with it? I don't know. That's a good question that I don't really have the answer to. What is up? What are your favorite triggers and trigger words? I don't really have favorite trigger words. Much like how visual ASMR is not something I tend to go to, trigger words aren't something that I really think about, although I do find that they can trigger ASMR for me. But I definitely don't have favorites. This is one of those things that put on the spot. I can't even think of trigger words or even words at all. I don't even know what words are anymore. Can you tell us about your cats? I said a little bit at the beginning. My cats are Batman and Socrates. Socrates, basically he and his mother kind of found themselves living in my backyard for a while. And Batman came from my friend's barn. They are approaching 13 years old now, I think. But according to their last vet visit, they're very healthy. They like to sleep a lot during the day, make a lot of noise at night. Typical cat behavior. That's my cats. Mango Bubble Tea asks, best holiday? Christmas. Favorite book, movie, artist, band, song? Whew. Favorite book is the Bhagavad Gita, which is a Hindu religious text, and it's pretty short, and there's a ton of translations. If you're interested, get one that's more readable, I think, or get one that has annotations. It's a beautiful book. It's pretty short. You could really read it in a couple days if you wanted, and every time I read it, I come back with different ideas and interpretations, and it's something I definitely take with me in my day-to-day life. Favorite movie? I would say the Matrix trilogy as a whole. Just lump that all together into one thing. New Matrix movie coming out this year. I cannot wait. December 22nd. Favorite artist, band? 9 Inch Nails is probably my number one, and that would be followed a bit by Red Hot Chili Peppers, and then very close third would probably be The Flaming Lips. Brian Eno's ambient music, probably somewhere around there as well. Favorite song? It's a two-way tie, but if I had to pick one, I would say What a Wonderful World by Louis Armstrong. And if I had to sort it into a number 2, I would say Do You Realize by The Flaming Lips. Any music recommendations? Those would be my recommendations. Wow. I am really exhausted. Thank you all for your questions. Thank you everyone who has subbed to this channel to get us to 1,000. Thank you so much. I am looking forward to finding 1,000 more people that resonate with what we're doing here, with combining ASMR and ambient music together. And it's been a cool, interesting, unique, weird journey so far, and I imagine it's probably going to stay that way. So I'm going to go get some food and stop rambling now. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something or found it interesting, at least. Until next time. Bye for now.